NBC Palm Springs.
Thank you for joining us for your midday news. I'm Olivia Sandusky. Jerry Steffen will have your forecast coming up in just a few minutes. But let's get to our top stories this morning. We start with new details on the Emmanuel Haro case. The Riverside County District Attorney's Office holding a press conference yesterday, providing updates on the investigation and the search for the 7-month-old's remains. NBC Palm Springs' Brett Rosen brings us the latest details.
Sir.
What kind of evidence did investigators have that led to the arrest of the parents without having the body?
Well, we've got a lot of evidence. We're going to have to play that out in court. I can't lay it out here today.
Today, a news conference inside the doors of the Riverside County District Attorney's Office. Both Riverside County and San Bernardino sheriffs spoke to media about updates on the case of Emmanuel Haro, the 7-month-old baby that has been missing the past 2 weeks. Last Friday, both parents, Jake and Rebecca Haro, were arrested for the murder of their 7-month-old son. Jake Haro already has a past with a past charge of child cruelty back in 2018.
The child's name is Carolina. She is still alive today, but she is permanently bedridden. She has permanent damage.
However, Jake only received probation. And now District Attorney Mike Hestron says it wasn't just the parents that failed Emmanuel, but the justice system as well.
That decision was absolutely outrageous. Mr. Haro should have been in prison at the time that this crime happened. And if that judge had done his job as he should have done, Emmanuel would be alive today.
The District Attorney's Office says what truly happened to Emmanuel is still an ongoing investigation. However, they believe what took Emmanuel's life was child abuse.
The filing in this case reflects our belief that baby Emmanuel was abused, a victim of child abuse over time, and that eventually, because of that abuse, he succumbed to those injuries. That's what we believe.
Now, both Riverside County sheriffs and San Bernardino sheriffs are working together on the case. Both departments say they work better together.
After finding out those inconsistencies in the statement on the initial report, that's where hundreds of hours of investigations have come in by our Specialized Investigations Division to try to get to the bottom of what's really going on.
Neither one of us care about jurisdiction. Our belief is that the Inland Empire is better served when we are cooperating and working together.
That was our Brett Rosen reporting, and authorities also say they have a strong indication of where Emmanuel's remains are located, but at this time they are still actively searching. The Haro's next court date set for September 4th, and they are both being held in custody. Now, over the past 2 days, you may have seen a report online about Emmanuel and his father circulating from the Uvalde Foundation for Kids. This report claims a police informant received a confession from Jake Haro in prison about his role in the death of his son Emmanuel. Well, we have reached out to the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department, who tells us this information is inaccurate. During the press conference yesterday, District Attorney Mike Hestron also commenting on that report.
There's no confession made in jail. This is what happens when you've got all these folks out there online and these keyboard warriors. You get a lot of misinformation, and what you just said is not true. It's misinformation. So that's what I'll tell you did not happen.
We've reached out to the Uvalde Foundation for Kids about the validity of their report and where they received the information. They replied simply by saying, quote, "A legal confession was not made by Jake Haro in this case." We'll have more coverage on the investigation after the next court appearance, again scheduled for September 4th. Meanwhile, the Riverside County Sheriff's Office saying a family from Hemet that was reported missing has been located. Mother Lisa Cordero and her 2 young kids were reported missing last week after last being seen in East Hemet on August 6th. The family was scheduled to meet with Child Protective Services to finalize custody arrangements for the children, but never showed up. At this time, there's no information on where or how they were located. And with that, let's take a live look outside our Agua Caliente casino camera this morning. A lot of gray clouds out there. Felt a few sprinkles when I went for my morning walk. Let's go ahead and check in with meteorologist Jerry Steffen to tell us more about what we can expect today. Jerry?
Well, we had showers and thunderstorms Monday and Tuesday, and even yesterday, a smattering of showers over the Coachella Valley area, mostly over mountains. This takes you back to Wednesday. This is right now. But yesterday, we did see some light showers move through the area over mountains and to the east of us. And we have a chance of rain today. A little better shot as monsoonal moisture moves into the area, all tied to former tropical storm Juliet. It's all being pulled up over Southern California to the northeast today. And we do have a chance for the Coachella Valley continuing through early this evening, mostly over the mountains. We'll take a closer look at that in the full forecast. Going to be humid again today with dew points above 60 degrees and peak temps because of the cloud cover below normal. 94 degrees under overcast conditions for Palm Springs today. 93 Palm Desert, 91 Indio, 89 under clouds at Desert Hot Springs. Comfort Air 3-day forecast. We'll see the clouds begin to clear out throughout the day. 102 below normal numbers still for the valley and still a little bit humid. But then we clear out over the weekend. Saturday, expect a high of 108 in Palm Springs under mostly sunny skies and drier air. Full forecast and 7-day on the way.
All right, thank you, Jerry. We've got more local news this morning. Things are starting to heat up over at Acrisure Arena as the Coachella Valley Firebirds get ready for their upcoming season. Home opener is set for October 10th. That's against the San Diego Gulls. Tickets are already available, and there's some big changes coming this season. Our Mary Strong is live out at Acrisure Arena this afternoon with the very latest on what changes fans can expect. Mary, what do you have for us this morning?
Hi, Olivia. That's right. Some big changes happening here at Acrisure Arena and for the Firebirds. They're heading into their 4th season. Here to talk about some of those big changes that were announced exclusively on our morning show this morning is Senior Vice President John Page. Hi, John. Good to see you again.
Good to see you again. We're spending our morning together.
We really are. Tell me about some of these changes. You had 3 seasons to really listen to fans, get some feedback. What are some of the changes you're making in response?
This is the first one you'll see here in the Oasis, the outdoor area. We've really eliminated some of the obstructions to our food kiosks. So the barrier to entry, as people come in, it's much wider and expansive. We're going to hire a director of fan experience, really a director of fun, so to speak. But we're going to have a grill out here, make it a much different experience for our fans as they come in, particularly on those weekday games where they're rolling in at 5:30 for a 6:30 start.
And I understand you're making some changes to parking as well?
Correct. Parking is going to go to $20 for our individual game buyers, so we're excited about that. Again, we want to be more accessible, more affordable, have the convenience factor, as well as make sure everybody enjoys their experience when they come down here.
And I also understand that you got some feedback on game time start times.
Yeah, we did. We received some feedback from our fans. Obviously, we wanted to mirror what goes on here in the Valley. So we've got an older demo and a lot of young folks as well with kids. So a 6:30 start allows people to continue to come down, get to the game, get their kids home. If they are older, they can get to bed early. You know, they may miss Jeopardy or the Wheel of Fortune, but we'll deal with that. But again, the 6:30 start allows people to get here early, get home earlier as well.
And tell me about some of the packages. You've adjusted those slightly.
Yeah, we've really introduced some intentional 9-game packages, which we haven't done in the past. So it takes the guesswork out for our season ticket members or our partial season members. They can pick 9 games that really tailors to their lifestyle. Whether it's a weekend package, a theme night package, they can peruse those and figure out how it makes sense for them to be a part of the Firebirds family.
And you also got a little bit of feedback on the food and pricing on food. Tell me what adjustments you've made to that.
Correct. We're going to have a pocket-friendly food choice or choices throughout the arena. We're going to convert one of our stands to be Taste of Coachella Valley. So we'll have different restaurant purveyors come in, probably 25% of our games, so 9 games of the year. And then throughout the arena and outside, we're going to have lower price items as well, so that we're making sensible sense for the fans that are coming down, so it's affordable and they can come to more games.
Awesome, John. Thank you so much. Really appreciate your time. Good luck this season.
Thank you.
And Olivia, as you mentioned, they are going to be taking on the Gulls on October 10th. The tickets are already available online. Lots of great changes happening for this upcoming season, so we hope fans will enjoy. I'm live from Acrisure Arena. Mary Strong, back to you.
Mary, thank you. We'll have more coverage on the Firebirds tonight at 5 and 6, so please stay with us for that. Meanwhile, more local headlines. Riverside County health officials are warning residents about valley fever. It's a respiratory infection that's on the rise across the county. The infection is in the lungs, generally stemming from inhaling fungal spores while working or engaging in other activities that are outdoors, particularly in dry, windy environments. Last year, 465 cases were reported. Riverside University Health System already reporting 322 cases for this year. They're saying the numbers represent a 2/3 increase. The health group advises stay indoors on dusty days, avoid dusty environments, and use face coverings if necessary. We do have a quick road update for you this morning. The city of La Quinta announcing Highway 111 is now open from Washington and Jefferson Street. This was part of the city's pavement rehab improvement project. Caused some heavy traffic, but again, those lanes now fully open. Still ahead on your midday news, an investigation into Wikipedia is underway to look into alleged organized efforts of bias in its entries. We have the details right after the break, and we have a live look outside for you. Our Indian Wells Golf Resort camera. Look at all the gray skies out there. Nice little change here in our valley. Will there be more rain on the way? Jerry Steffen has that answer still ahead.
They say dogs are a man's best friend, but at NBC Palm Springs, we're a dog's best choice for news. Apologies to our competitors, but even your dogs know who leads the pack in news.
Night after night, discover the unique stories that set our valley apart. Together, we're going to find inspiration and foster connections.
Committed to covering our community. You're watching NBC Palm Springs at 11.
Welcome back. House Republicans are investigating Wikipedia to look into alleged organized efforts of bias in its entries. The House Oversight and Government Reform Committee sent a letter to the CEO of the Wikipedia Foundation, the nonprofit organization that operates this encyclopedia. The letter says there are several studies and reports that highlight alleged efforts to, quote, manipulate information on Wikipedia's platform. In particular, alleged bias against Israel and Ukraine, and information that was pro-Russia. The committee wants information about what Wikipedia does to, quote, identify and stop malicious conduct online that injects bias and undermines neutral points of view on its platform. The U.S. economy rebounded in the second quarter better than previously reported. Gross domestic product, which is a reading of all the goods and services produced in the economy, had a 3.3% yearly rate from April through June. This is the second estimate from the Commerce Department, which originally posted an annualized rate of 3%. It's a big bump from the economy's half percentage point drop in the first quarter. And this morning, the investigation continues into the Minneapolis church shooting that left 2 children dead and over a dozen injured. The FBI calling this an act of terrorism and a hate crime. Maggie Vespa reports.
A senseless attack on children in a Minnesota church this morning, leaving a community shattered. Hundreds gathering at multiple vigils in Minneapolis overnight to remember the 8-year-old and 10-year-old killed and the 17 students and parishioners wounded in Wednesday's shooting at the Church of Annunciation. Students praying during their first week back at school when bullets started flying.
They shot through the stained glass windows, I think, and it was really scary.
A 5th grader describes ducking for cover.
I just ran under the pew, and then I covered my head. My friend Victor, saved me, though, because he laid on top of me, but he got hit.
Youth Minister Ellie Mertens says her students were terrified.
Kids are wailing. What the hell is happening? It's just evil. Little kids. Yeah. It was horrific.
Investigators identifying the shooter as Robin Westman, saying the 23-year-old fired dozens of rounds from a rifle, shotgun, and pistol, all purchased legally before taking their own life.
We, as a community, have a responsibility to make sure that no child, no parent, no teacher ever has to experience what we've experienced today.
Investigators executing search warrants at 4 locations tied to the shooter. Court documents showing Westman's parents requested a name change from Robert to Robin, granted in 2020, saying Westman, quote, identifies as a female. Just before the attack, investigators say the shooter posted a series of disturbing videos showing numerous writings on weapons, including racial slurs, a call for President Donald Trump's death, anti-Semitic messages, and references to the Holocaust and the Catholic Church, according to an NBC News review. There were also hand-drawn blueprints of a church. Above it, in Russian Cyrillic alphabet, Annunciation from memory. A 2021 Facebook post by the church indicates Westman's mother used to work there. She hasn't responded to NBC News' request for comment. This morning, leaders outraged as yet another community wonders why.
Don't just say this is about thoughts and prayers right now. These kids were literally praying.
Let's take a live look outside your Agua Caliente casino camera in Rancho Mirage. Jerry Steffen has that full forecast right after the break.
They say dogs are a man's best friend, but at NBC Palm Springs, we're a dog's best choice for news. Apologies to our competitors, but even your dogs know who leads the pack in news.
Night after night, discover the unique stories that set our valley apart. Together, we're going to find inspiration and foster connections that strengthen the fabric of our community.
Babies are experts at paying attention to only what is genuinely fascinating, and we couldn't agree more. NBC Palm Springs News. Even astronauts tune in for their
Well, yesterday we had near normal highs. 105 the high in Palm Springs, 107 are normal today. Overcast conditions will keep us much cooler. Highs will stay in the 90s today, and lots of clouds being pulled up over the southwest and rain underneath that too. Most of the action staying to the east of us, but still the Coachella Valley will see some showers. Why are we getting this? Well, low pressure centered to the west of us in a counterclockwise rotation. Clockwise rotation with a high to our east. Those are gears pulling up that moisture from former Tropical Storm Juliet over Southern California. And we're going to see that continue through the evening today. On and off showers, humid conditions, and lots of clouds. High is only in the 90s today. As far as the ensemble forecast, you can see the coverage. A little closer look at that around the Coachella Valley. Hit and miss showers for the valley today under cloudy skies, most of it over the mountains later this afternoon into the early evening hours. The latest HRR forecast puts showers on and off, mostly over the east end of the valley early this afternoon, and then moving into the Coachella Valley as we move into 4, 5, 6 o'clock. Now, keep in mind that all comes to an end as we move into the evening hours. Now, as far as highs, the overcast conditions keeping us well below normal. 91 is all you're going to get for a high today under clouds at Indio, 93 Palm Desert, 94 Palm Springs, 89, 29 Palms, 80s for highs at Banning, Beaumont, and Cabazon, again under clouds. Overnight lows will be under clouds, lots of middle 70s for the Coachella Valley, and still a little bit humid moving into tomorrow. Keep in mind the rain comes to an end. Clouds begin to clear out. 102 to 106, slightly below normal temps there, including 102 in Palm Springs, 106 at Palm Desert, again under partly cloudy skies. Moving into Saturday, the clouds begin to clear out, and we get drier air into the area with closer to normal numbers. 108 at Palm Springs, 109 at Indio. Surface moisture, that'll be an issue today and somewhat tomorrow. After that, drier air does begin to move into the valley. Over the weekend, 15% relative humidity in the middle of the afternoon, slightly drier on Sunday. But that comes to an end, too. Next week, Tuesday and Wednesday, monsoonal moisture begins to move over the area, and we do have a chance of rain for Southern California. Not exactly sure the coverage as of yet, but there is a chance of rain. Temperatures still above 100 degrees for the valley, and you can see most of the moisture over Arizona, but a chance of rain for Southern California Tuesday and Wednesday, possibly longer. 94 for high under clouds today. The Coachella Valley on and off showers. Tomorrow we begin to clear out. Still sticky, 102 for high. Drier air this weekend. Mostly sunny skies Saturday and Sunday. Saturday just below 110, just above 110 on Sunday.
They say dogs are a man's best friend, but at NBC Palm Springs, we're a dog's best choice for news. Apologies to our competitors, but even your dogs know who leads the pack in news.
Night after night, discover the unique stories that set our valley apart. Together, we're going to find inspiration and foster connections that strengthen the fabric of our community.
Babies are experts at paying attention to only what is genuinely fascinating, and we couldn't agree.
And now the Agua Caliente Entertainment Report, brought to you by Agua Caliente Casinos.
The new comedy drama The Roses arrives in theaters this weekend. Here's Manny the Movie Guy.
you, dear, I'd do anything.
I do believe that's true.
It really is.
Hi, Manny. How are you?
Wonderfully blessed as always, and a super, super, super big congrats on The Roses, a deliciously biting satire on marriage, greed, and eventually love. And I love, love, love the film.
Thank you so much.
And obviously, we're loving your background.
Yes.
Oh, yes, I'm gonna Kate and Andy sandwich.
So you are.
I sense trouble.
I love your character, Amy. You're delicious trickster or agitator of a character. She's both manipulative and charismatic, I think. Describe her to us.
Amy is like she's like awful in a fun way. And I love character. I don't often get to play a character who's like awful in a fun way. And so I absolutely jumped at the opportunity. And she does just seek to shake stuff up for the sake of shaking stuff up. And I think there's something to be admired about a person like that.
And you know that one scene near the end when you told Benedict Cumberbatch's character a great summary of your relationship with your husband, that made me go, she actually has a heart.
Yes, yes.
You know?
For 1 second, yes.
Right, exactly.
Theo Rose, my favorite architect.
How's married life? The kids are amazing.
At the root of the movie is a very common situation, which is when a couple is together a long time and decide to introduce having kids into their life, the struggle for who gets to work and who is doing most of the childcare comes into play. It can get very complicated. And I hadn't really seen a movie about that that was as fun and entertaining as this.
We are done.
I say when we're done.
I just want the house. I built it.
Oh, you're not having the house.
I hope they laugh. I hope they feel. I hope they have a great night and think about stuff on the ride home.
That's exactly what you made me feel. The Roses is an homage to both the book and the original 1989 film. A big congrats again, and in one word, wow. I love it.
Wow. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Thank
Good
you.
luck
Have a
with
good
everything.
one.
Bye.
Things are getting a little out of hand.
Oh, you think?
I don't think you have the capacity to fix your problems.
Are you actually allowed to say that?
That seems unprofessional.
Yes, like malpractice.
We'll be expecting a hefty discount.
Before we go, don't forget to head to the cool tab of our website, NBCPalmSprings.com, RSVP for Chloe's party, and you can win tickets to a Palm Springs Surf Club luau. We have more news at 5 and 6 here on NBC Palm Springs. We'll see you then.